Great. Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ plus story for today. I'm Angel Martinez, and let's queer up worldview. So Poland repels country's last LGBT-free zone. For LGBTQ plus audiences in the US, here is the latest in global equality. 10 years after Poland's far-right law and Justice Party rose to power, like the Berlin Wall, the last symbol of its anti-LGBTQ agenda has finally crumbled. Local councilors in the southeastern Polish town of Łańcut have voted to abolish what was the country's final LGBT-free resolution. That resolution, part of a wave of around 100 similar declarations, has barred so-called LGBT ideology and stifled open expressions of queer identity, especially in schools. The move marks the end of a policy era that sparked global outrage. Human rights groups condemned the resolutions, while the European Union froze billions in funding, accusing Poland of violating its core values. Poland's top court agreed. In 2022, the Supreme Administrative Court ruled that the declarations unconstitutional, calling them, quote, a violation of the dignity, honor, and good name and closely related private life, end quote, of LGBTQ residents. All other resolutions were repealed, except for the one in Łańcut. Until now, while this repeal is a victory, it comes against the backdrop of anti-LGBTQ legislation in Hungary and Russia. For queer communities worldwide, Poland's step forward is a hopeful sign, but vigilance remains essential. So, as far as Poland, in addition to the, banning of the World Pride event, there's also something now with, the EU putting Hungary on a watch list for potentially using AI, facial recognition technology to identify members of the community at these Pride festivals. That AI Act, right, is Hungary is trying to go against this, right? The AI Act does have provisions, right? And there is something called lag time. But, Hungary is one of those countries that, notoriously they're against the community. I think his name is Viktor, right? Viktor Orban. He's not a friend. He's not an ally of the community. No. And I mean, this type of technology, AI technology, can be used against members of our communities, not only in other countries, but here in the U.S. as well.
Yeah, that is a fear. And hopefully they'll take Poland's lead. Poland really should be celebrated for the removal of these anti-LGBT areas, LGBT-free zones. And you're right, at the same time, Hungary is pushing for more restrictions while Poland is dialing some back. What's happening in the United States is happening across the world. And even in places that had more freedom and openness, they're starting to dial back. So that's why what Poland did is so important.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to, you can just read the things that Viktor Orban has done. Trump has literally copied them.
Right, exactly.
Including this most recent thing of trying to get women to have more babies, because again, it's another thing that Hungary tried to put in place to again build the Hungarian, again, you can understand from it's a culture and they want to build their culture. It's a small country. But it is, again, it's tinged with a lot of racism and Handmaid's Tale and all of those other things. And there's so many parallels. I mean, Trump is literally copying so many of the things, including, again, giving, special credence to, his billionaire class friends and creating an oligarchy and all of these, the playbook of Viktor Orban is, we are on the forefront of that right now. So I hope people, pay attention because these stories are very important.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories